Moving over to the pride of London.
The pride.
The pride of London, allegedly. Where Chelsea were obliterated 4-1 by Eddie Howe's Newcastle.
You said that with too much humour and you really you loving what's happening.
I'm loving this downfall of Chelsea. After 1 billion spent, all they thought they did, torn in Liverpool fans the way they did by stealing Lavia and Caicedo on the last day of the transfer window. They deserve everything they get into.
Especially after taking players off you lot.
Took Mudryk off us. We were dying. Well, he was dying for us. Didn't get him.
Yeah. Even Caicedo,
yeah, he was ours. He was named written all over it. Newcastle won their 5th league game in a row with goals from Alexander Isak, Captain Lascelles, Joelinton, and rising star Anthony Rat Gordon. I'm probably going to beep that out, so I don't want to be deep. The way he's flipped it around recently, he shut me up, definitely.
Performance levels have gone
crazy. The technique for his fight for the 4th goal was sublime.
No, he's a good player. Scored against Arsenal as well.
Oh, you put that in there, yeah?
Huh? Oh, sorry.
You'll be United next, mate.
I know, we've got them next week, innit?
Gordon's coming for you.
Imagine who would say that.
Chelsea put on a woeful performance and it was topped off with captain Reece James being sent off, leaving a side with a mountain to climb. I don't know about you, but that's not what you call a captain, leaving your team high and dry, all alone out there in the sticks. Out in Tyneside.
You're making a poem here.
What are you doing?
And I'll be honest with you though, but both, do you know the 2 yellow cards were both so avoidable?
Yeah.
So like, it just shows it felt like he didn't want to be there. But the thing is, he got sent off, if I'm not mistaken, the score was only 2-1.
It was still very tight.
Yeah, it was 2-1. So like,
it was almost like he gave up halfway through the second half.
It felt like when he did that, the whole team gave up.
Heads dropped, shoulders dropped. Yeah.
Collapsed. Because that 1-1, bro, even at the beginning stage of 2-1, bro, Chelsea weren't. I know Chelsea fans will say they were bad, but I don't think they were that bad. They were all right. They were still in that game.
Going forward, they were horrendous. I think the creative aspect, because I think at the moment currently with Chelsea is if Cole Palmer's not dictating the play, manoeuvring the ball around the pitch.
Yeah.
If he's not ticking, Chelsea don't tick.
Yeah.
And the only goal came from Sterling strike was Ronaldo-esque.
Yeah, but
second ever free kick.
Yeah, I know. I was shocked that to see that Sterling.
But they're gun shy. They are gun shy.
But it's just a bit mad.
Even Jackson, there's times where Raheem put him one-on-one with the keeper, and instead of just hitting it first time, he's electing to take the touch. And he just goes out of play. Because Jackson's first touch isn't great. So if I was him, I would just rather shoot first, then take the touch.
Hit the ball.
Hit the ball.
As one of my old Moroccan football coaches would say, just bung it.
Just bung it.
Just bung
110%.
They didn't need to fold like that. They completely folded. Bro, you were still in the game, bro. But then it doesn't help when your captain does that. And then your so-called most experienced player on the pitch is trying to do like little flicks and falling over and then giving the ball away for an easy 3rd goal. Bro, it don't help when your most experienced player does that.
Thiago Silva, as well, on top of that, yesterday he became Chelsea's oldest ever player. And my friend, it most definitely shows.
Yeah.
That clip we spoke about earlier, is for me, for example, when he tried to do that swivel the ball,
he tried
to
scoop it, yeah.
on his byline, in his defensive half, tried to scoop the ball in front of Anthony Gordon, fell over.
They almost scored from that corner.
And Gordon kind of just looked at him on top of him like, yeah, you stay down there, you little punk.
Yeah, you're an old man now.
You're an old man, literally.
I could take you to the nursing home. I said, no, nursing home, whatever.
And I'm not saying Thiago Silva's finished. Because at the start of, while I was doing the notes,
he can't be Chelsea's number one.
No, because prior to the game, when I was writing the notes for the Chelsea game, I was saying he is Chelsea's oldest ever player, but he most definitely doesn't look it. But yesterday's performance against Newcastle, I'm not saying he's finished, but it was eerily similar to when Gary Neville had his final game against West Brom, and he had an absolute stinker. Ferguson took him off, and Gary Neville said down the line.
Still talks about it.
That brings up that was the game.
I knew I was finished.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Thiago Silva is done, but as you said, that performance clearly shows he's not able to be the first choice Chelsea centre back.
Deep down, Thiago knows he's kind of done in that level.
Do you think?
Deep down, whether he admits it or not, I don't know. But deep down, I feel like, where's Chelsea's leader in that back four to tell them? When Terry was there, they were so organised as a player. When he was there, he might not have been the best player as a player, but his organisational skills are amazing. They don't have someone that can organize anything.
And the fact that
And it's
Koulibaly called up Terry and said, "Can I take your number?" when he was
Yeah,
joining Chelsea.
shit.
What a joke! He lasted all about 6 months at Chelsea.
it's a joke thing. But
And when I saw Badiashile, I thought, okay, Chelsea gonna be solid this game because I haven't seen much of him this
to
season.
be fair, him, yeah, he just needs to run the game. I think he can be
Yeah,
good.
so do I.
genuinely
So do
think
I,
he can
yeah.
be good. But in my head, yeah, I'll be honest with you. You might call me head loss, whatever. But I feel like Chelsea are heading in the right direction. I genuinely do. It didn't show yesterday up until 2-1. 2-1, I thought they were solid. They were playing well.
Yeah.
But then when it collapsed. But I feel like overall they are heading in the right direction. I feel like they're going to be better when Nkunku comes back.
Yeah,
From
he was on
injury.
the bench, I think, this
Like,
match.
Is it?
Yeah, he's
almost
almost
going forward. Like they'll have someone that can actually score goals. Yeah, they can rely on scoring. But what you said, it's like when Cole Palmer, say for instance, is marked out of a game or isn't having the best of games. Let's
No
say for instance,
creativity.
and it happens. Players do have them type of games. Yeah, they have nothing else. They've got to find something like a plan B just in case Cole Palmer isn't playing. They got to have that plan B.
You can't rely on a 20-year-old to be your only outlet for
Bro,
goals.
I was shouting and raving Enzo's name. Enzo needs to improve.
He
bro.
looked bang average.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was shouting and saying, no, this player's he's gonna do well for Chelsea. Bro, he needs to
Gallagher
improve.
looks like the £105 million player right now.
Hard work and it's
Yeah.
just the tenacity that he gives.
I think his numbers, he leads Chelsea in numbers in terms of
Nearly everything.
midfielders, and for everything. He's wiped Enzo at the park.
But you know Enzo, when I watched him in the World Cup and when he was playing, he wasn't playing the deep line in playmaker.
he was
was playing the
playmaker.
8. Yeah. The 8. So why did Chelsea last year? Maybe they didn't have anyone, but they were playing him the deepest man in the team.
I thought the three in the middle was going to originally be Caicedo, Lavia, with Enzo furthest forward.
Yeah.
Okay, Lavia's been injured. Caicedo's not getting any
Yeah,
game
but then
time.
I don't think Casado is that deep line
You don't
player.
think he could be a 6?
No, but just
Or he
standing.
needs-
No,
he needs to
I
be
think
a
he's a
pivot.
Kante.
He needs a 2.
Yeah, I think he's a Kante.
Yeah.
So
Or
Kante
can he do it alone?
No, never.
No.
Just stay there in front.
Yeah.
No, his game is to go and press and win the ball higher. That's what I feel like. Anyway.
Okay.
So I don't feel like he is that person, that Declan Rice.
Yeah.
He's not Declan Rice, bro. And he's not that type of player. He's the Kante type of defensive midfielder. The ones that press higher, win the ball as much. He's very athletic, bro. He can get about the pitch quite well and everything like that. So I don't think he is that soul 6.
So I think maybe they're struggling to.
I think Lavia is. I think Lavia is that
They're
soul
struggling
6.
to complement
Each
Enzo.
other. They all of them. They haven't found the.
No cohesion,
What's the word?
chemistry,
Yeah,
none
the,
of it.
The ingredients ain't
Yeah,
mixing up.
there
mate.
ain't no ingredients.
There isn't.
That is a stale chicken.
The
Lemon
ingredients
and
don't
salt.
go.
How are you saying Chelsea going in the right direction? You do know, yeah, that they're 7 points away from relegation, but at the same time they're 12 points from top 4.
Mm-hmm.
So they're closer to the bottom than they are the top.
Yeah, but then when I say heading in the direction though, Poch is still dealing with players that weren't his signings. Some of them are, yeah, well not all of them are. And I feel like he's got them playing well, even in games. Yeah, they're against the City game, the one before that against you lot, the one. I feel like throughout the season, I feel like Chelsea have had decent performances. Can't score a goal though. That's the only issue. Their issue was not scoring goals. Yeah, but yesterday showed that they've got defensive issues as well. But I feel like he will get there. Whether it's, I don't think it'll be this season, but I'm saying a couple more transfer windows, and I think he can do well with them. I feel like they are heading in the right direction. You've got to see it against you lot. They played very well against you lot.
Yeah, but that's the thing. So up against the big, so at least in some games this season, Tottenham, Arsenal, Man City, they played very well, almost to the point where you think, okay, this is the turning point for them.
A rebuild is like that though.
After you spend £1 billion,
I understand that. Yeah, see, that's the killer.
Look,
The killer is the billion.
I know Chelsea fans are getting sick of the fact all fans ever do is talk about the 1 billion.
Yeah.
But look, I'm not asking them for them to win the league this year. You know what? I'm not even asking them to get top 4. I'm saying give me a Europa League. Give me a Europa League. The minimum Chelsea should be getting this season is Europa League. And you're telling me they're struggling in 10th position. They've scored 22 goals, conceded 20.
It's more than us.
But they've conceded 20 goals. They're leaking goals.
It's only 4 short of us. Or is it 4 short of us?
They've conceded 3 less than
saying that
Luton, who
we're
are in
so
17th position. Stop talking about United. Talk about Chelsea being equivalent to Luton. Yeah, give your side some respect at the moment. Let's not do that.
Yeah.
Is the Pochettino process working at Chelsea?
I just told you, I feel like it will work.
Is it working? Currently. Not in 3 years. Now. And look, I understand they have a ton of injuries, and that could be a reason to why they're not
100%.
being able to find the cohesion, the chemistry. However, it's a pandemic of injuries this season. The league is in an injury
Everyone's
crisis.
feeling it, innit?
Everyone is feeling the injury hit from the World Cup.
Yeah,
So
Tottenham's the first. Knicks
exactly,
one in line.
Tottenham are in the mud of their injuries. They just brought on an academy player today.
Yeah.
Chelsea can't use it as an excuse.
Yeah.
Pochettino can't continue picking up results like this. I understand. Okay, it's not a free hit this season. It can't be a free hit with Chelsea. It never is. Especially as I said before, when you spend £1 billion.
Chelsea spent £1 billion, but it weren't all Pochettino signings. So are we judging him on other people's signings?
That's the Chelsea. That's the Chelsea philosophy.
And
That's how they
here's a
roll.
question I don't know as well. Does Pochettino have a say in signings? Or is it Bowley going out on someone
I'm
recommends
assuming
players?
Pochettino, even before he signed the contract, had some sort of say. But I'm sure Bowley has a definitive answer.
Because remember, a lot of them players came before Pochettino, innit?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Even the players they're signed now, they're just... What it looks like from afar is they're signing players just for profit in the future.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these
It's a
players
business
are not
model, innit? Young
ready-made,
players.
talented players
Yeah.
yet.
And especially, it's like what you've always said, though. When you're spending £1 billion, you need to at least have one world-class player, bro.
One.
You need to have
We
at least
might
one.
see it now even Cuckoo.
Yeah.
But yet again,
Even then, that's not world-class.
it's
bro.
not.
It's far from
For £1
world-class,
billion.
Let's be real.
You've got your Enzo looking bang average at the moment. I just thought by now in this process of Pochettino, you'll start to see improvement in the players.
But it's... Oh,
Can you openly say players have improved on the Poch?
Should I say Cole Palmer? He was already that good, wasn't he?
We saw the goal in the charity shield against Arsenal. He was already ready made.
Yeah.
That's why he chose to leave City so soon when he got the opportunity, because he knew wherever he went in the league,
Cucurella's
he'll
doing a lot
perform.
better.
Okay. Caicedo looks nowhere near the same player he was last year.
Gallagher's improved.
Gallagher, okay. I'll give you Gallagher and Cucurella.
Reece James, not so much.
Thiago Silva's
Jackson's slowly
declined.
getting there, slowly. He's still so raw, but he's getting there slowly.
He's their top scorer of 6 goals, 3 of those coming in the Tottenham game.
Yeah.
The worst hat-trick in Premier League history, some say.
That's mad. So there are some... 2.
Less than 5. Are you sure you want to stand by that statement?
I don't know.
Don't die on this hill.
No. But I genuinely, I thought as Chelsea were heading in the direction because they were playing well, but they weren't scoring goals. Yesterday was just a slapping 4-1 that just showed you that when they give up, it's like all their heads drop. You can't base their thing on just one game, though.
No, of course
I know
not,
they're
no.
I know they're sitting 10th, whatever.
They're sitting in 10th position, Hardy.
I hear you. Performance. Every team has improved in the Premier League as well.
This is meant to be a process, Hardy.
Yeah, 100.
It looks like they currently can't spell the damn word. They don't know what to do. And as I said, so you got Caicedo who looks worse. So Raheem Sterling, I would say he's, as he has been for the past 18 months, good player. He hasn't improved. I'm not expecting Raheem to get better at this age anyway. But he's stayed consistent, I guess. He's come back to his best self. Nicholas Jackson, subpar. Reece James usually does look world class when he does play. But in the Newcastle game, the last
since he's coming back, he's not playing.
Since he's been given his captaincy role, it seems to be a bit of put pressure on him.
Yeah, but I don't understand why they gave him the captain armband. What, because he come through the academy. Oh, that's
Who else are they going to give it to?
Thiago Silva. He's on the pitch. Might as well give it to him.
Fair enough.
So it don't make sense.
I'm waiting for a retirement speech from Silva in a couple of minutes, so we might not ever see him again in the Chelsea shirt.
That's very true.
It just feels like it's too much pressure for Chelsea at the moment, and from where they finished last season, I'm not seeing much improvement going into this year. And the thing is, if they don't get European football this year, I'm sure he'll be sacked. But where do they turn to after?
You think he'll get sacked if they don't get?
If Chelsea don't qualify for European football, and as I said, I'm not even saying Champions League. Give them a Europa League. If they can't qualify for that, Poch has to go. You want him sticking around another year at Chelsea?
Yeah.
Are you sure for United fan, I'm sure Chelsea fans would know what Poch for another year. With Poch, we saw it at PSG. He struggled to deal with the egos of players.
Yeah.
And then you come over to Chelsea where I'm assuming it was meant to be a lot of stars. Now it's just a bunch of youth stars.
Yeah. There should be no egos though.
There shouldn't be a lot of egos. We've got a lot of players which I feel like their careers have been accelerated. So there's a process of young players. They don't receive the big wages straight away, the
100%.
big club.
These men are
all these
all
players
big
have
wages
it.
now, yeah.
They're all set for life now.
Where's
the motivation?
What's the incentive?
What is the incentive?
Yeah, there is
And
no
if you haven't got the love for the club, your owner's going to sack your manager every other week.
Yeah.
What's the problem? I'll just hang around here, get my wages, send money back home. I'm good.
It's hard because you sign in players like Mudryk, you're signing players like Caicedo, these players need to come in, and when you're spending money like that, these players, the onus is on them as well to get their performance up. I know it's not their fault the price is being paid that much, whatever you paid for it, but they have some accountability to take as well. Casado cannot be £110 million player and sitting on the bench, bro. That means you must not be doing well enough. You need to now up your performances as well. So you can't really blame Poch all the way through, but these men need to actually like try it. Not say they're not trying, but they need to lift their performances, bro. Yeah. It can't be always own. I know the manager at the end of the day is the one that's gonna get the onus is on him. Yeah, it's the onus is on it. But these players, yeah, they really throw their managers under the bus a lot of the time. Well, Reece James is pathetic for getting sent off like that. I'm sorry to say, it's pathetic, bro, for kicking the ball away and then dragging the player back when he passes you, bro. Don't take the mick, bro.
But the thing is with Chelsea,
you're a captain.
There's not a winning culture at the club.
Yeah,
as you said before, there's not many leaders.
Do you know why? Because none of them players there, apart from Thiago Silva and Sterling, who else is a winner in that team? Enzo won the World Cup. Okay,
he's still a baby. You can't say he's a leader. The players are chilling. It's Poch where he's going to get the burden of all the responsibility. I just don't know if Poch is going to be here for the long haul when it comes to Chelsea. I honestly don't think he will be.
But then, yeah,
if he doesn't, as I said, if they don't qualify for Europe, he is gone. When Poch was at Tottenham, it was the high-flying, high-press, exciting Tottenham side. Chelsea, they're not high-flying. There's no high press. They're not exciting. They don't control games. They don't have counter-attacking football.
So you've made my statement of saying they're heading in direction just like Santa.
It's opinion. It's opinion.
I know the results are not going their way, but I don't feel like they're as bad as what you're making out.
They've lost more league games than won this season.
That's
They've
fine.
lost 5, won 4.
But you can still be heading in the right direction because you could still be playing well and lose. Do you understand? So there was games where they were, but they should have taken their chances to win games and they haven't won them. So they should have won the Arsenal game, which they never. Yeah? They could have won the City game. They didn't. They beat Spurs. If they beat Spurs, so they would have been 3 points higher than what they are now if they beat you lot. Do you know what I'm saying? They could if they were able to not concede silly goals against City, even though, but then you can turn around and say City shouldn't have conceded certain goals. But you can say that. But I'm trying to say, if they won that, they would have been 6 points higher than what they. I'm trying to say.
But they haven't.
Yeah, but they haven't. Yeah, but I just don't think it's as doom and gloom for them as well. I feel like that you can see there's a process. Obviously, he needs to make that
losing process.
You can see in all his games this season, Chelsea have not been up to. They're not been the best.
Yeah,
I can admit that. However, they've had enough chances in games to turn draws into wins or turn losses into draws. They had to get more points on the board. However, their players haven't taken their chances for whatever reason, whether they're not good enough or whether they're not sharp enough, whatever it is. But they've had chances to do better. Yeah, defensively they might have a bit of issues here and there, but it's a lot of it's mistakes, and mistakes happen with young kids, bro. So that's why it has to be a process. It's got to take time.
They bought in Fofana, Badiashile, Thiago Silva.
Fofana weren't Pochettino signing,
but they brought him in.
Yeah,
they already need to buy an ugly 1 or 2 more centre backs. They brought in Mudryk as a winger, 100 million effectively. They're gonna need to replace him in January or in the summer because he's not up to scratch. Sterling isn't the world beater that they need. He's good enough. He'll do well for them. He's not going to win them any titles. They need Enzo. He's not playing like a £105 million player at the moment. Currently playing like a £35 million player. Do they get European football this season? We'll leave on this now.
Well, of course they do.
They do.
I feel like they can.
Champions League or Europa League?
No, Europa League. Either Europa League or Conference. They'll get something.
I think if he gets Conference, they should still sack him. Conference that's what, 7th? 8th?
Yeah, I think it's 8th.
Drop me out.
Yeah.